welcome to my channel. I haven't recorded a video in quite some time of just me. I think this is actually the first video that I've recorded of just me. Today we're going to be doing the 5-finger book challenge, which I saw on TikTok and now I want to try it. 5-finger book challenge is basically a book that I liked, a book that I would point at you, a book that I would point at you for you to read, point for you to read, a character that I hate, a character that I would marry, and a book that I pinky promise to read. So today is the 31st of January, so the last day. I actually read 6 books, but one of them is technically, like, I started it back in December and I only read it for 2 days in January, so I'm not going to count it in this journey. I'm just gonna in this video, but we're gonna go over the ones that I did read. So the first one that I read this month was the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. First of all, look at how pretty. The second one that I read, I think, was this one. It's called You'll Never Know by Caleb Stevens. This came out back in November, so it's a very recent book. The second one that I read was the Bridgerton, An Offer from a Gentleman, which is Benedict's story. This one I read because obviously the season came out and I wanted to know what happens, and we'll get into it later. But then I read the first book of the Harry Potter series. I've never read the Harry Potter series before, which is crazy to me, so I wanted to try it. And look at this, oh, beautiful. The most recent one that I read was Breathe In, Bleed Out. This one was one of my book club, what is it called? Recommendations, as well as You'll Never Know. These two were the ones that we were reading for the month. 3 days ago, I got a Kobo. And I'm currently reading The Spanish Love Deception, which was also a choice that we had for... No, okay, let me break this down. So this one was the choice for the first half of the month, and then these two were the choices for the last 2 weeks. So we're going over this book and this book in the next book club meeting. Okay, let's start. So first one was a book that I liked. Probably A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So this one was the fourth book in the series. This is a Scholastic special edition book. I have the other 3 up there. I actually started this in May of 2024, and I was maybe a week or 2 away from graduation. I had to do all these things, and so I stopped reading it. And so I got back into it because I was the movie for the 5th book is coming out this year, and I really need to catch up on my stories. So I have this one. This book had 517 pages, I think. Yes, 517. So it follows Coriolanus Snow's story, which, for anyone who hasn't read the Hunger Games books, the Hunger Games are basically, look it up. Kind of dystopian type of book. 12 different districts, 2 male and female tributes from each district go together each year to basically fight to the death. That is just a way that the capital, which is the, I don't know, that the capital los controla. They're this was Coriolanus Snow's story before, obviously, he was the president, Coriolanus Snow. The story begins obviously with him having to be a mentor. Oh my gosh, he has to be a mentor for Lucy Gray Baird, which comes from District 12, which District 12 is where Katniss Everdeen came from. Basically follows the whole story about how Lucy Gray Baird wins the Hunger Games, even though she was the one that was yeah, you're gonna fucking die, girl. Towards the end, you kind of start to see his sick brain forming, which is, I don't know. He was, I guess you could say, his friend of someone called Sejanus Plinth. Sejanus Plinth was very voiced about how he was against the Hunger Games, and Like, it just makes me so confused how someone who is hearing his pain could still be like, yeah, we need this for control. Like, and I think that's something that we need to carry with today's climate. Okay, so if anyone hasn't read these, I recommend to read these because, like, you'll see how stupid you sound. Anyway, in the end, I gave this book a 5 out of 5. And this is the back. It says, ambition will fuel him, competition will drive him, but power has its price. I'm not going to go into too much detail just in case you do want to finish and read this, even though these have been out for years. So let's open up a book, girl. That was kind of like my summary without giving out too much information. Next book was a book that I would point to you for you to read. Breathe In, Bleed Out. So this one was the book club choice for these last 2 weeks. First of all, look at the freaking cover. This is so cool. Like, I don't know. It looks like nice and old-timey. Oh, my bookmark. This one is pretty short. It's 282 pages. Let's just read the back because this one doesn't have a back. I couldn't really give you a good summary. Okay. Title, Don't Kill My Vibe. Hannah has been running from her demons ever since she emerged from a harrowing wilderness trip without her fiancé. No one knows exactly what happened the day Ben died, and Hannah would like to keep it that way, even if his ghost still haunts her with vivid waking nightmares that are ruining her life. So when her friend group gets an exclusive invitation to a restorative spiritual retreat in Joshua Tree, Hannah reluctantly agrees in search of a fresh start. Despite her skepticism of the strange guru Pax and his belief in the supernatural world, Hannah soon... Oh my gosh, why can't I read? Okay, Hannah soon finds healing through all the yoga, sound bath, and hot springs offered at the tech-free haven. But this peaceful journey of self-discovery quickly descends into a violent fight for self-preservation when a mysterious killer starts picking off retreat attendees in increasingly gruesome ways. As the body count rises and Hannah's sanity frays, she'll have to confront her dark past and uncover the true nature of a ruthless monster hell-bent on killing her vibe for good. So that one was Bleed In, Bleed Out. Or no, Breathe In, Bleed Out, sorry. By Brian McAuley. I think you pronounce it McAuley. I'm going to say. It has your attention for a really long time because you literally feel like it's a movie. You feel like you're in the book. The way it describes it is just so, like, so real. So natural, I guess you can say. I finished this, I think, in 4 days. Again, super short book, so anyone who wants to get into reading, I would recommend this one because it's a nice thriller. When you're in a book slump or a reading slump, I think thrillers are pretty good. I would recommend this one because it is also short. You feel like you're going crazy with her, if that makes sense. We don't truly know what happened to Ben until maybe this point right here. And that's when I think she finally starts to let go of that past. I think the characters really did not... I would have liked to see some more growth from them, I guess, in some way, because at least the first 2 people that died, I won't say who it is if you want to read it. The first 2 people that died in here were a-holes, and I did not like them. The book that I would recommend for you to read. Next one is a character that I would give the middle finger to. Yeah, so I am going to give the middle finger to Voldemort. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. First of all, also beautiful cover. Look at this. Voldemort is the main villain in this book. So this first book, Harry doesn't know that he's a wizard until he is invited into the Hogwarts Academy for Wizardry and Witchcraft, I believe it's called. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Sorry, backwards. The first half of the book is just basically him navigating his life as a wizard, and not just any wizard, but the kid of 2 amazing wizards. A witch and a wizard, whatever. I think the characters in this book are just so well described that you feel like you know them personally, if that makes sense. There's a lot of character development in this book, and I think that's why it was so easy for me to remember who was who. So Voldemort is someone that we come to find out was the person that killed Harry Potter's parents. Then we find out in the second half of the book that Voldemort is after something that would give him more life. Harry, of course, wants to protect that item, which we come to find out is the Philosopher's Stone, so that Voldemort can kill himself. I'm just kidding. I think it's also cool that he goes from a life where he's literally living under the freaking stairs, his family hates him, and then he goes to this life where everybody like worships the ground that he walks on, and he's considered the coolest kid in the school, and he doesn't let it like get to his head. Like, he's very humble. And obviously for reasons that are so obvious, I think Voldemort can go himself. Usually I typically don't understand the villains that want to take over the whole world. I'm like, okay, and then what? What are you gonna do? Like, Voldemort was very easy to hate because he was literally beefing with a freaking 10-year-old, 11-year-old. And I'm like, so what's our problem here? Okay, next one. A character that I would marry. So this was the Bridgerton, An Offer from a Gentleman book. This is Benedict Bridgerton's book. This one was also a pretty hefty read. 453 pages in this book. I needed a romance like this for a really long time. I haven't read romance in months, honestly. This one was like a good yearning book. Like, obviously the character in this book that I would marry is Benedict Bridgerton, because so if anyone who doesn't know, this is I think the fourth book in the third book in the series, and this is the fourth season in the show. So the show does it a little like out of order. I'll read the back so we can have a little summary of what this is like for anyone who hasn't read the books or watched the series. Sophie Beckett never dreamed she'd be able to sneak into Lady Bridgerton's famed masquerade ball, or that Prince Charming would be waiting there for her. Though the daughter of an earl, Sophie has been relegated to the role of servant by her disdainful stepmother. But now, spinning into the strong arms of a debonair and devastatingly handsome Benedict Bridgerton, she feels like royalty. Alas, she knows all enchantments must end when the clock strikes midnight. Ever since that magical night, a radiant vision in silver has blinded Benedict to the attractions of any other, except, perhaps, this alluring and oddly familiar beauty, dressed in housemaid's garb, whom he feels compelled to rescue from a most disagreeable situation. He has sworn to find and wed his mystery miss, but this breathtaking maid makes him weak with wanting her. Yet, if he offers her his heart, will Benedict sacrifice his only chance for a fairy tale love? So this is basically kind of like a Cinderella retelling, but it is also like he falls in love with her twice. Let me explain. So she goes obviously to his mother's masquerade ball covered because she's a maid. She can't be out in society like that, eh? So he finds her there and instantly like falls in love with her, even though he doesn't know who she is. Then clock strikes midnight, and so she has to leave, obviously for like important reasons, because she's not even supposed to be out, girl. He spends 2 years looking for this girl, and she's nowhere to be found. So he was like, where'd she go? I think this is a really good book. The only thing that I hated about this book was that he was like, be my mistress. And I love Violet Bridgerton for supporting her kids and everything. She's literally mom of the year. This one, I think I did rate like a 4.75 or at least a 5 or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Before I go on to the last one, I just wanted to recap this book because I didn't pick it from my 4 books here. So for this one, don't read it. I personally didn't like it. This one was also, I think, a very short book. Let me see. 308 pages. First of all, there were a lot of mistakes. There were a lot of plot holes. It was just all over the place. So I'm going to read this summary to you before we start the last book. They took his wife. They took his unborn child. He only has hours to find them, or they're dead. Grant Wilson has never been happier. He has a wife he loves, a home in the country, and a brand new baby on the way. But all of that shatters when when two masked men abduct his wife Avery in broad daylight. The instructions Grant receives are bizarre. If he wants Avery back, he must solve a series of riddles that arrive one after another, and the clock is ticking. With every piece of the puzzle more outrageous and complex than the last, Grant knows he is playing a dangerous game, but he's determined to do whatever it takes to save Avery's life, even if it kills him. There's a whole bunch of characters in the story, and everybody's life sucks. You know what I mean? And there's no character development in here. Like, they're always, it always just sucks. Like, I don't get it. So there were, I believe we can say, like, 3 different villains in this place, because first villain is Grant Wilson, because we come to find out that he actually, like, scammed all these women and even killed somebody, technically. Then he, like, changes his whole identity. He goes under the radar for years and now becomes Grant Wilson, which his like, real name is Reed. Then the second villain that we can say is his wife, Avery, because then we also come to find out that she changed her personality and she got surgeries because he was the one that ruined her life. Because, let's just say, Reed and his then girlfriend were in one car. Avery, which was before Bailey, was in one car with her husband and her kid. And then, and only 2 survived. And it was Avery / Bailey and Reed / Grant. She was resenting the wrong person for the longest time, which was the girlfriend of Grant, because she thought that that girl was the one that killed them. And then come to find out, he was in the car too. He just got away with murder, basically. And so he literally dragged his girlfriend's body to the driver's seat so it looked like she was the one that killed him. So that one was mind-blowing to me. So then she goes undercover basically to ruin Grant Wilson's life. And she literally, like, she gets married to the guy that killed her husband and kid. And I'm like, this one's getting a little strong, because what are you doing, girl? I understand because she was in a bad place, but I'm like, girl, your revenge was marrying the guy? Like, what is your problem? There's a third villain, which I would say is a private investigator that Bailey hired to help him. First of all, he had a bad relationship with his son, and then he comes knocking on his door and he's like, hey, we have a mission to kill somebody. And the son was like, yeah, okay. What? Like, you literally had a bad relationship with him. He asked you to kill somebody and you're like, okay, yeah. Like, I gave this one, I think, a 2.7. I think. Because it was that bad. Anyway, next one and last one was a book that I pinky promised to read. I pulled out Sunrise on the Reaping because this one is the last book of the series and has the book, I mean, what? Oh my gosh. And the movie is the one that's coming out this week. Oh my gosh, why can't I speak? Someone send me back to ESL. Okay, this one is the one that is coming out this year, which I am so excited for. This is Hamish's story, which Hamish is Katniss Everdeen's mentor, who had also won Hunger Games for the District 12. I really want to see this story because in the books and in the movies, he's like literally depressed out of his mind. And obviously this has been out for some time now, and I've ran into some spoilers, but I have really bad memory, so I still want to read this. From what I've heard, this is like a super sad story, and I've been wanting a book that is going to make me cry. And I think this one's going to be the one to do it. I got this hardcover one, even though a freaking special edition came out like a week later, and I was like, because I hate these books that have the sleeves on it. The other one is way cuter because it has like all of this decorated as well, and it kind of looks like this on the cover. So like with the title and everything. Read the summary. When you've been set up to lose everything you love, what is there left to fight for? As the day dawns on the 50th annual Hunger Games, fear grips the district of Panem. This year, in honor of the Quarter Quell, twice as many tributes will be taken from their homes. But in District 12, Hamish Abernathy is trying not to think too hard about his chances. All he cares about is making it through the day and being with the girl he loves. When Hamish's name is called, he can feel his dreams break. He's torn from his family and his love, shuttled to the capital with the 3 other District 12 tributes. A young friend who's nearly a sister to him, a compulsive oddsmaker, and the most stuck-up girl in the town. As the games begin, Hamish understands he's been set up to fail, but there's something in him that wants to fight, and have that fight reverberate far beyond the deadly arena. So that was the 5-finger book challenge. I'm gonna try to do one each month if I can get more than 5 books in each month. I read a lot this month. I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you count the one that I'm reading. I've read 6 books. So my goal for the year is actually 25. So these are the ones that I included in this video. I'll leave the titles in like the description if you guys think that you might want to read one of these. But these, I think overall were like pretty good, like lecturas, like were good. I don't know, just good books. I think we had a very productive month, and hopefully February is the same, even though it's a little shorter. So we'll see. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see when I upload another video, because it seems like I just post whenever I feel like it. I'm trying to post a little more consistently just because I like making these videos. They're so fun. Okay, bye.